Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel, and Happy New Year! I'm recording this on New Year's Eve, December 31st, of course, 2021. I know it's been a few weeks since the last one of these Life of Richard the Lionheart videos. I had to travel for work, then end-of-year budget stuff, then the holidays, and then a head cold, which I'm still battling, which if you can hear that in my voice, maybe slightly nasally, I do apologize. I want to thank everybody at this point for all your amazing support in 2021 and hopefully beyond. I do hope to bring out more content again, but I still have some, real life stuff that occasionally pops the way, but I will endeavor to bring out as much content as I possibly can for you guys. Without completely burning myself out. I really appreciate all the support. I'm looking forward to some more CK3 guides in the future, some start date or possible start guides that I always enjoy doing. Central Europe is probably going to be the next one that I take a look at. Royal Court DLC, of course, coming in February. I probably won't be initially covering that too much just because I'm going to be gone for a month, actually, from mid-February to mid-March. Obviously, unless pandemic-wise anything completely screws things up, I'll be over in Europe for a month then. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to Richard. When last we left our hero, I'd complained a lot about ally AI, and that really hasn't changed, to be honest. There are multiple factors that come into play that can dictate AI, like if they're going to be over certain supply limits, they won't go on a siege necessarily, or they won't travel very far. It's not... I wish Crusader Kings 3 had that whole ally mechanic a little bit more transparent, and especially if you're the one leading the war, that maybe you have a little bit more control over that, because allies at this point are pretty unreliable, at least for me. They seem to be pretty reliable for the AI at times, but definitely not for me. So with that said, of course, we tried to siege down London. We've got 53 days left. Odds are we're not going to be able to turn the tide in London before this very large army gets here. Neither will our army from northern France make it there even close to on time to help out. So strategically, it might be best to simply take this option right here and take a white piece. A lot of people have signed a white piece already, so I think we're going to try to remove John, our brother, from the throne of England in different ways. Richard is third in line to inherit after John and John's child. So maybe we have to lean a little bit more into intrigue there. We're going to accept that, so be it, and we're going to disband the military. Because we also don't want to suffer the massive loss as far as any type of prestige or anything like that by losing that war, per se. Peace at last. It is done. The war is won, and Father has accepted me as his successor. Okay? Philip will be paid his promised sum, and I shall succeed as the King of England. But now another duty awaits me, one that I have delayed for too long, a call for aid from Holy Land. My father and Philippe have agreed to provide me support on my expedition. However, Father suddenly seems fragile to me. Must I worry about his health? But, okay. Okay, so son, you are now named Mighty King. Didn't the dad die? Okay, interesting. Some oddly scripted things here. We're gonna see here. We are the King of Brittany. Richard's coronation, good people of England and my dear friends. Lately we have had very troubled times, but they are behind us now as you entrust me... Wait a minute. What are the titles? Kingdom of Brittany, but it's saying King of England. Very odd. Duty on this day. I will leave John to protect my lands. Okay. Okay, this is weird. So now we have lands in central England, the Earldom of Elmet. We've obviously got this massively fractured kingdom here. We don't actually have Brittany. It seems the script has gone awry. And I don't quite know why. It's, it said father seems frail, but father is dead. King Richard, my dear honeycomb, I call on you to honor our alliance and join me in the Toulousan War. All right, we'll accept that. Honeycomb. Interesting little phrasing there. So that's a war against Toulouse. We are the king of Brittany. Okay. And pending crusade. Who are the defenders? The Almohadi Caliphate. Pledge. I am expected to pledge military support and donate gold. So when can we pledge? You cannot join while already at war. All right, so we've accepted the war here to support France. But the script doesn't quite track because our father is already dead, and the way that said was coronation, so he peaced out. So what I can expect here, or what I assume, is John inherited this war from Henry. And so when a peace was declared, in the script, you're thinking that you're defeating Henry. And as such, you would gain the titles bequeathed thusly, which would then, of course, be the Kingdom of England. But Henry II has already died. Okay, well, we're gonna truck on here as the King of Brittany and just kind of keep an eye on it. That's a little bit of a mod bug that it's a little annoying, if I'm perfectly honest. Let's raise all of our armies. And we will go march south then in aid of France and support Toulouse. Okay. All right, so vassal has been released. We will bring our military together and unite them and head down south to join that war. So the first army of Angers has been created, and of course, King Richard is leading said army. We will move this army due south through our kingdom, right here. Kind of get to that border region. What we could do is actually go to the Auvergne instead, and then kind of see where things sit. We've got a Toulousan army here in southern France, and a much larger French army is moving south there. So we don't really have to support them there. I think instead the move will be to have the French army come in from here, and then our army of Brittany come in here and go, start just sieging down Toulouse. A secret exposed. The shameful truth has reached the light of day. My vassal Earl David has an affair with his lover Ella. I do not see what the fuss is about. It is not as if lust is an unnatural affliction. Crime cannot go unpunished. The accusations are not but malice and lies. A secret. My vassal Earl David has brought forward undeniable evidence that Thomas was fathered by none other than him. I wonder, did Thomas know about his true heritage? Or is this as much news to him as it is to me? Will this revelation become a blessing or a curse? Who would have known? Sinful acts come at a cost. Okay, so be it. We do have a few things we can do here. We can lawfully imprison Count Bernat. But I don't think we really need to do that right here. We've got some prisoners we can ransom, so I'll do that. We need a guardian for Philip of Brittany. Let's see, what's he... We're gonna lean... So we've gone intrigue. So who would be good at intrigue? Really nobody. Stewardship. Yeah, there's not much there. I shall be his ward. Okay, we can create some titles. Well, realm will lose, land when vassal inherits. Too many held duchies. We can create some titles. Kingdom of Aquitaine. We can create that title. I don't know if we necessarily need to. Let's take a quick look at our crown authority. We can't bump these up, of course. We had to agree to that. Confederate partition. Primogeniture. We do not have high crown authority. We've got quite a few that oppose it. The English culture does not have primogeniture innovation. And the cultural head, unfortunately, is the King of England, which, as we all know, is not King Richard of Brittany. So a little bit of alt history there. Kind of an interesting twist. Not exactly what I was going for, but he is now a king in his own right. So maybe, and given that the Plantagenets were very close to France, and Richard really lived most of his life in France, becoming a French king, which Brittany, even though it's not France, it is a kingdom within France, so to speak, might be an interesting new twist in the life of Richard the Lionheart. A sensual proposal. Wherever I go, my guest William is sure to follow. That look at his eyes, the words at his lips, know exactly what he is after. We'll keep him close, very close. I am chaste. Because Richard is chaste, this is going to be a no. How sweet, but no. We're going to go definitely with that. As a chaste character, I am not interested. All right, so a siege is won. Interesting, when we look over here, in southern France, we have a Hungarian army sieging down provinces there. Let's take a look here real quick. So the attackers are the Duchy of Toulouse with 14,000 total troops, and the King of Hungary, as well as the Dauphinate of Viennois as part of it. And then here we've got the Kingdom of France, Kingdom of Brittany, and the Count of Hainaut, 70,000. So the amount of troops are on our side. We're going to continue sieging through Toulouse very nicely here, just bit by bit, siege them down, making our way slowly but surely towards the capital of Toulouse. We have a new martial perk, martial lifestyle perk that we can unlock. Of course, we're going to go with prepared conscription. So army gold maintenance minus 15%, and friendly territory levy reinforcement rate plus 100%. All right, we can go through the overseer tree here pretty quickly now. Just a few days left here in the siege of Quercy. Probably completely butchering that. And there you go. We've got 43% war score. So now I would say we move down here and take the next province from Toulouse. Just slowly but surely going through the province or the Duchy of Toulouse. Let's take a look here. How's the war going in France itself? Well, we can see that we've got the Hungarian, a Toulouse army here, and then Hungarian troops kind of going through Lyon and Forêt, slowly making their way through France as well. But I think our rate of conquest will be quicker, especially because we will get down to Toulouse pretty quickly. You gain the trait Adulterer. You gain the trait Sodomite. Uh-oh. My vassal Count Elias has exposed my relationship with King Philippe to the world. As they point their fingers and shout their slurs, I feel no shame. Only lie to keep my lover safe. What do I feel, however, is fear. What will happen to us now? Who are they to judge? So we gained Adulterer and Sodomite. Count Elias, the 6th, we lose 30 opinion of him. Our queen of Brittany loses 60 opinion of us for 15 years. Queen Isabella of France, 30 opinion for 15 years. Sinful acts come at a cost. Lost a level of devotion. Yeah, if we look at this piety, we are a sinner in the eyes of the church. So we have a faction created against us, an independence faction. Hopefully that won't fire anytime soon. Looks like the crusade has come to an end. I'm not worried about that. We've got someone here we can ransom for 10 gold, and we will do that. So historically speaking, there's a lot of discussion about, there's that phrase that Richard and Philippe shared a bed, were bedfellows. But there is also, in recent years, have come the theory that isn't necessarily down to a romantic or physical relationship, but that sometimes was a rite of passage in medieval diplomacy to show trust and faith in one another. I don't know. We'll leave that up because there's no actually definitive way to see it, but there are different theories about. But it's interesting nonetheless. Earl William of Sussex has accused my vassal Earl Robert of having an affair with his lover Countess Petronille. I do not see what the fuss is all about. Have we nothing more important to tend to? Yeah, Richard isn't necessarily going to be one where it's like, oh yeah, I probably will crack down on your behavior, given that I was just exposed as an adulterer. Anyway, there's no way to conclusively prove it. Earl William of Sussex has brought forward evidence that Adelaide is not the daughter of Earl William of Sussex, that she was fathered by my vassal Earl Robert. I am lost for words. Another siege is won, and now we can move further down. Invalidated. Toulousan War, claim on the Kingdom of France. The Toulousan War for Baudouin de Toulouse claim on the Kingdom of France has ended. King Philippe no longer controls any of the claimed counties. Okay, so be it. We can disband our armies. So we've got Aragon here, Languedoc, Toulouse split. France is still there. Another secret has been exposed. My brother Prince William has an affair with his lover Sibylla. I do not see what the fuss is about. Interesting. Beyond all doubt, my half-brother Prince William has been named the real father of the unborn child of Sibylla, a commoner from Perpignan. Had he no thought for the honor of this family? Okay. So let's take a look here at Philippe, still there, but basically the land that the war was over is no longer in its control, so that invalidated everything. Toulouse really lost a lot. Aragon gained a little bit more control there. And so we're just kind of sitting here in our Kingdom of Brittany, which doesn't even control Brittany. So I almost feel like that should be one of the main next targets, is to maybe go to war with England for that. But first I want to take a quick look at our military. I do feel we need more siege equipment. We are going to add some more trebuchets. And we could afford another one. That cost us a good chunk of money, but we can afford to have them in peace because we just don't have enough siege equipment. This game is all about siege equipment. If you want to win wars quickly in Crusader Kings 3, investing in siege equipment is an absolute must. So now let's take a look through our current situations here. We have too many duchies. Petty kingdoms of Aquitaine, Poitou, Gascogne. So we're holding too many of these. So we could bequeath this. We could destroy the title. We could grant this title to people. We could grant it to people. People that are very, very loyal to us. And have helped us. Earl David is a vassal and a knight. He is English. We've got Earl. We've got a few Earls here. We've got some counts. We've got the Viscount. Count female Dauphine Mohot. So here you can see a script error. Unfortunate. From the game. We've got some Viscounts. If we go with the Earl here, he remains our vassal. And we can grant the petty kingdom of Bourbon to him. Petty kingdom of Aquitaine. I really kind of want to keep that. Poitou, Gascogne. We could grant Gascogne to Earl Hugh, who's also very loyal to us. 4 vassals will be transferred with the title. We will do that. And that has taken that. So realm will lose land when vassal inherits foreign title. And Earl, up here, up in England, not overly concerned about that. We designate a guardian for George Plantagenet. George. So he's going down the stewardship line. That does make sense. Is there anybody who's decent at that? Queen. My wife. Sure. The wife can educate him. Other than that, if we look at in line to inherit titles, third in line for the Kingdom of England. So let's take a look at that right now. Here we are. We are behind Princess Isabella of England. And then we have King John of England as well. So, obviously a way to inherit the Kingdom of England would be to murder our way to the top. We can start by killing a child. Let's see. So we're sodomite, adulterer, Lionheart, comely. He's arrogant but brave and chaste. I just don't think he would necessarily stoop to child killing. Per se. Per se. Now, I wonder if there's a way we can do other things. But obviously, first, we need to get rid of the father, King John. We can't declare war. We can request a claim, sway. We can murder. What is a 95% chance that he will be killed, and 95% chance we're not exposed. It'll take 13 months. John and Richard hated each other. So, since open warfare didn't do it, I think this is the right way to do it, especially because then we only have to deal with a 6-year-old child to inherit the kingdom. So we're going to go along the intrigue route to try to topple John and become unified King of England and gather all of this territory. We can invite some more knights. What do we look like right now here as far as our knights go? We've got some decent ones, but we could do with a few more. So let's send a herald out. We definitely have the prestige, so we will do that. To my liege, it's time for you to recognize the full independence of Bourbon and the other states in the independence faction. Says Count Female Dauphine. I guess I have no choice. I shall not be threatened. Rally the troops. Raise all armies. And we will go to war. We've got an empty council position for our steward. I'm going to hit pause here. And we will assign Viscount Eblis. And we will call some allies. So we will call on King Philippe to help us here. He will obviously accept as a defender. So we'll bring in the King of France. And I believe the King of Aragon as well. And let's do the King of Navarra as well. I don't think we have to worry about Scotland, York, England, or Hanover at this point. Bringing in those allies will do quite nicely. I mean, very powerful allies. Just wait for them to join us. We'll hit pause. We have some knights that have arrived. Let's take a look. If we can recruit him to court. George. It'll cost us 40 gold. But we will recruit him. Let's cost here 10 gold. Yes, we will recruit you as well. All right, perfect. So our ranks of our knights have become stronger. Let's look here strategically. We've got this army moving up the coast here. We have these armies down here. My hope is, of course, that Navarra and Aragon will come in and kind of sweep up the rebels from the south, and then the King of France will send troops down here to deal with these guys. So we're going to take our troops, and we're going to march them strategically right here to this position, and then see how the rebels move. Murder, be winged messenger. As my scheme moves closer to fruition, swift communication is key. I have an especially clever pigeon, which Count Gaston could use to send an urgent message to me here in Angers, if the need arises. But how would I get the bird into the castle of London? Local bird trainer could deliver it as a gift. That'll cost me 40 gold. 70% chance schemer gains messenger pigeon. If I send a gift myself, King John couldn't refuse. It is too risky. It is too risky. We won't do it right now. We need some stability as we are going to war. All right, so we've now moved into position. I think what we will go for is here start knocking out some of these rebel factions. So we will move. Now we have to be cognizant there are 2,700 troops coming up this way. There are 26 here. But let's move these troops down here and try to siege down that force. Or that force, that fortress right there, that castle. We have 7 months left. And, of course, here comes the large French army coming in as well to ideally aid us rather quickly in this cause. Greetings, my liege. I would be delighted if your son Philippe could visit my court. Sure. We will send our son to your court. Sure. We'll send our other... No. Both sons in one location? I'm going to go with no. Alright, so we win that siege. Now we're going to move over here to Limoges with our forces. We can see that the French are sieging down there. Another secret is exposed. Another affair. Wow, that's just one affair after another in this timeline. Okay, so we've got a large army. Twist of fate. Say, make all preparations necessary for King John's departure from this world. I'm interrupted by a page. The boar went and died without any help from me. Satan must have been eager for his company. King John has died of cancer. Interesting. Okay, we're going to hit pause here real quick. So the dynasty head has changed. Now Prince William. The house head has changed. Isabella Plantagenet. Alliance has expired, and John has died. So we're going to reevaluate things, but first, we want to get rid of this rebellion. Now, we can see all the rebels are kind of coming together here. We're drawing them into one major battle, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. We will destroy them, and victory is ours. That is 55%. The dynasty head has changed all around. Child is returned. Enemy combatants have been captured. All right, as we continue on to Limoges, and we will siege down Limoges. So that was a decisive victory against the rebels. We can see here, Aragon is sieging down the territories in the south, which is exactly what we wanted. Don't quite know where Navarra is, but they've started a siege down here on the coast. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We've got the French sieging down here. The Queen is pregnant. Fantastic. Dax is under siege, but we're going to get Limoges here in 3 months' time. The clock is ticking a little bit. They are going to win the siege down here in Dax. But we do have our allies from Aragon besieging down their territory. So Dax is lost. That costs us 5% war score. But we are going to win here in Limoges very, very soon. So Limoges is ours. That gives us 68% war score. French continue on sieging here. So I think now we're going to move down here to Périgord, because that is another enemy rebel capital. Armagnac is now under siege, but I'm not overly concerned with that. If we could take this siege here, that would be huge. See, they're trying to siege down their territory. And we had victory, fantastic. And a new perk, which is absolute control, which gives us absolute control for the counties. Unlock that. Next will be Overseer. And we will have completed that skill tree. The French army here is about to win a siege over here. Their big victory there, and they're besieging down here as well. So it's just getting one siege after another, helping that war score tick up. Cradled by death. As I wait outside the birthing chamber, each minute feels like a lifetime. Berengaria's screams have ceased, with no infant's cry to replace it. Something is wrong. I can feel it in my bones. The doors open. Midwife's wretched expression confirms all my fears. I am so very sorry, my lord. Lady Berengaria, your daughter, they're both in heaven now. Why, Saint Brigid, what have I done to deserve this? Well, maybe you're an adulterer, so. Sorry. So alliance has now expired with Navarra, because that's what held that alliance together. And we need to look for a new wife. But I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Princess Agnès of France. She has claims on the Kingdom of France. Risk of being inbred. I don't care. Send the proposal to be wed to the Princess of France. Very awkward, because I guess technically I'm, the lover of her dad. But, life is complicated sometimes, especially in the Middle Ages. Another siege is won. We are now at 95% war score. Let's move up here, get our Aragonese allies to come with us. The French are converting from here, converging even. Maybe we can force a hand in battle as all troops are kind of coming together in one large battle. This could do it now. And there you have it. It is won. And we will enforce the demands. And disband our troops. Faction has disbanded, prisoners taken at siege, and the siege is won. And with that, the rebellion has been put down. England is dealing with something here. They are allied with Gwynedd. Well, that's just an internal war. If we look at Queen Isabella, who does not like us, what would a murder scheme bring? 95% chance of murdering Queen Isabella, who does not like us. 12 months, we will start this scheme. And I will look into our dungeons here real quick. Oh, we have a lot to look at here. These are all rebellious members. And I will go through these bit by bit by bit. We've got a few lowly people down here that we could execute. He's been in prison for 11 years. But we're going to save that for next time. So we go through that. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope everybody had a great holiday season and a great start to 2022. And until next time, the life of Richard the Lionheart, King of Brittany, and hopefully, maybe in the next episode, King of England. Until then, I'm Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, and don't forget to hit like. That always helps. All right, bye.